Hey guys, welcome to Guyver Gaming TV and welcome to Robocraft. This is a free game on Steam and it's extremely fun. This is one of the ready-built craft that you get. In Bay 3 there's another one of the ready ships that get built. And Bay 2 is my monstrosity. So go to the inventory here to build my thing. This is my craft. You see both turning wheels underneath, you get some extra turn. And the different coloured blocks are different armour, so they'll take different amounts of damage and whatnot. And then each one takes CPU, so you see in the top left there I've got 524 out of 382, so it stops you from building stupidly massive things. And you can see the tech tree is pretty large for this. And it's basically different types of armour, wheels, weapon systems, maneuverability, radars and things like that. So it's all different bits and bats, and you unlock that via your tech points up here, and then you build it with your RP stuff. So I need to, these are all your blocks, you get a lot free, and these are what I'm using at the minute. Gonna be chucking a radar back on this thing. I'll put it on the back for it to spin around there. So basically whenever you get shot, a block gets damaged and taken away. And you can build aircraft, you can build hover ships. You see your movement there, I've got a couple of hover blades, a thruster, the wheels, headlight is your little seat that you get free for your robot, and a few weapons that I've got. So you can only have one type of weapon on, so if you've got an SMG on, you can only have an SMG on. But if you've got, I've got a tier 1 left, tier 2 left. You know, if you've got, say, the front mounted ones and then the top mounted ones, you can have all of them on. That's fine. So you can just pack them full of weaponry. I'm just about got enough CPU for that, so we're alright there. And you can build anything you want. As I say, you've got all your cube options here, and you'll buy them for RP or GC, which I'm assuming is some sort of premium thing. But your RP you get a fair bit at the end of each match. If you lose you don't get as much, but if you win you get a fair bit. But you've got to use that as well to repair your ship. So there's a movement one that I've got to unlock at the minute. Weapons wise is the same. And the specials is the same. I've got a flipper there, but I haven't really had my ship upside down yet, so I'm not really needing to flip it. But you've got your windshield cubes and that sort of thing. Don't know why you'd have them, to be honest, because your robot doesn't need to see out as far as I can see. So we'll go into the matching. See, it's pretty easy. I'm in tier 2 at the minute, so I've only really just started playing this not long ago. As you see, the quick queues at the order, there's a fair few in tiers 1, 2 and 3. So, and you can have a tier 1 ship and a tier 3 ship and a tier 4 ship. You can have all them sat there. You know, so you can just go up and down the tiers as you like. It all depends on what weapons you use. Because I've got tier 2 weapons and wheels on, it's put me into tier 2, and I've got a bit of tier 2 armor, which is the green stuff. Now I've got the weapons all in a line like that because I've noticed the tracking on these weapons. It'll fire forward, but it'll only fire, you know, they don't converge at a certain point. They'll just fire straight. So if you have them all stacked up in a line like that, do some good damage. Now as you get damaged, you see I've got a red block at the back there. So if I can get him lined up, I should be able to do something. Not quite sure what I hit there to near one-shot him, but I've seen that happen a few times. It might be the robot that you hit to do stuff like that, I don't know. But for a free game, where you could build more or less anything you want, it's really, really fun. There's a hover ship there, look. I had a hover car before where I could hover and drop it into the wheels. It's basically a capture the base sort of thing. So you go over, stand on that point and capture it. So you win by two ways, either capturing all the points or by blowing everybody up. We killed everybody before we got the damage thing, so that's basically it. So you can have aircraft, and then you'll see I'll get your $500 so that's not too bad, and then it'll tell you the 26 to repair it. I've got auto repair on. So you can build anything from fully operational airplanes, hover vehicles, you can put helium on so you've got like a floating thing. You can have wheels on, you can build full-on tanks with multiple wheel sets. You know, it's a fun little game for free. So you got all this tech tree to have a wander around. So you've got your electrode plates, which is like an armor thing, which is really cool, which will absorb quite a bit of damage. And obviously just your normal armor plating, and they go all the way up to all these. So there's different colour ones as well, so you can change the colours and whatnot, or depending on what you want. Then you've got your wings down this side, your rudders and your aerofoils. You've got helium, which will make you float, so some people use that for floating tank cannons. You've got wheels that go up to these massive things, and here's all your hover equipment. So some will probably make you go higher than others, some will have better armour than others, make you go faster. And then you've got your radar jammers and your alignment things to flip you back up if you end up on your roof. And your weapon systems down there, your rail guns and stuff like that. That's something that was really cool that I saw the other day. There's something you can get that gives you like a stream behind you. It must not be in there. Don't know where I saw that now actually. But yeah, it's really, really cool. Your alignment rectifier is pretty handy if you're at a top heavy ship and you keep flicking it over. But as I say, you can make whatever. So I've got that one in there. So if I go to tier, you know, this one, load that robot. So I can now come in here and modify it. So I have a lot of blocks here. So I've got some heavy chassis ones, so I can. Oops. You right click to take away, and then you can rotate it how you want. Put heavy blocks on. Obviously, that'll make it heavier at the front, and then you can put armoured ones on. And you can delete this all how you like, and just modify and change it. So the one I had to start with was a hover ship that you get standard in Engine Bay 2, and I just put some wheels underneath it and modified it lightly. And then obviously depending on what you've got, and your first victory is times 2 everything for whatever vehicle you use, which is pretty cool. So you know, you can come in here and delete all the windows and put, you know, heavy blocks in if you like. It's fairly simple on how you use everything. So it's really, really cool. Then you just go back to the garage. Go 3 and you see that weird looking thing. So if that takes a shot in the middle there, that's split in half straight away. So when you're building these vehicles, you gotta think of that. You know, if I take a laser around to the back end and it blows that block off, you know, that's only one block in the middle and I'm going to be separated from the back end. So because blocks get destroyed individually, you've got to think about how you build these ships. I've seen some that are just like, there was one before I was fighting against, it was just like a big square, but it was just the corners, you know, the edges, there was nothing in the middle, and you got guns all around it. One shot took the top corner off, you know what I mean? So you got to think about these things, and obviously you can rename all your tanks. So you got to think about how you build your vessel and how the damage is going to be received on it. So we'll do another wee scrap here, and you can see. So it's totally free on Steam. There's a hover, is that a hover one? Oh, it's a flying one there, I think. So it's always good to have wheels as a backup if you're flying, just in case you get shot down. It's always good to stay with a team. There's a fair few of us come in the middle. And you know where they're all going to come from. So yeah, I saw the red line now, he was sniping me, he was going to hit me with a plasma thing. Because I have a lot of them down the middle of my ship, I'm getting some good shots on some of these. Ow, he just sniped me. Just took a big chunk of the front end of my ship off, you see, with my truck. They're heading to our base, so I'm going to go back here and try and defend it. That idiot doesn't run into me. No, he hasn't took any of my weapons off, he just took a big chunk out of the front of my vessel, out of the front of my tank. So he's done the same sort of thing, got a lot of weapons on the front. But nobody's paying attention, so we're going to lose this one by the looks of it. So having a line of weapons like that is okay, because it'll give the bride a stroke. It's too easy to get all your weapons destroyed, see what I mean? Because he could split that ship in half easily, then he got destroyed really quickly. So you've got to think of how you're building these, always make them a solid ship. That was 401 for that, and it was 190 odd to the thing. So even though I got sniped by that plasma gun, because I've got such a thick front end on it, all it did was take out all them blocks at the front. Still left me with the driver and the rest of my weapons. I lost them 2 at the front, that was it. So you've got to think about really reinforcing your ship and really getting it where, even if you get maybe a plasma strike or something like that, then you've still got a good solid vessel to boost around in, like. And then obviously when you get into the higher tiers, you need the heavier stuff because some of the weapons hit you harder and all this lot. So you've got to think about it. I'm looking forward to getting to these shielding plates, which are like tier 3 you can start getting some of them by the looks of it, so that'll be interesting. You know, a left and a right one, and you can start making some really cool ships. Observer, who I'm in a guild with, he's made some really cool ones. He made a giant robot with hover, some of the hover blades on the shoulders, so at least he can lift it up and move it around. That was quite funny. But it is cool. And then you've got a practice area as well that you can go into, which I'll show you. So if you build something and then you need to make sure if it can fly, if it can hover, if it can maneuver properly, you can go into this little test area. You see, it just gives you NPCs to fight against. So most of the good shots that are hitting here are from the middle set of turrets. And you see you get the hover ones as well. But the trouble is with the hover one, as soon as any closer ones, oh, some coming from behind me there. There's a hover one, let's see if we can take it down. So if you can knock out all these hover things on one side, you'll find it really hard to fly. So he's saving on wheels. He's no wheels left now, so we can't really do much. Come on, stacking up against each other. So you know, he's more hover force on one side of his craft now than the other, so he's finding it really hard to fly. There are ones that'll actually shoot at you around here somewhere. Oh, there they are. So as you saw there, I cut the middle out of the ship and all the front end vanished. So if it's not attached to the pilot, then it's going to be instantly destroyed. I think these ones fired a plasma weapon now. Oh, sugar. See? I took the front off and the rest of it vanished. That's a quick way. If you look at a ship and you can see that it's designed in such a way that if you cut some off, it'll take it out straight away and do that. So that's a practice area for you. It'll let you hone your tricks and your weapon systems and whatnot. And you don't have to pay to repair it when you've got out of that. As you see, your wee base pretty cool. Never actually looked around outside. That's quite nice. So we must be on one of those little square ships outside. That must be where we're on, and then you go down to the planet to fight. So there you go, guys. Pick it up. Great fun. You and a few buddies can get in there, have a laugh, build some weird and wonderful ships, and then just blow the hell out of each other. It's really, really good fun, guys. I recommend it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Comments down below if you like what you've seen. Subscribe to the channel. You see loads more videos coming out. And thanks for watching. See you soon.